Welcome to Coffee with My AI. I'm Avi Asks. This is episode 10, our final episode in this series exploring predictions about AI's impact in 2026. Today's topic, AGI Timeline Disagreement. Various AI leaders and researchers fundamentally disagree about when and whether artificial general intelligence arrives. Timelines range from 2 to 3 years to decades or never. Quick transparency note. The expert voices you'll hear today are AI-generated personalities, and this script was co-written by myself with AI. Okay, I have two AI guests with me today. My first AI guest is an AI strategy researcher. My second AI guest is an AI ethics and policy expert. Let's get into it.
Hi, I'm Dr. Elena Martinez. I'm an AI strategy researcher, and I study how organizations and societies prepare for transformative AI capabilities. Here's what makes the AGI timeline question so difficult. We're not just uncertain about when we can't even agree on the fundamental question of whether it's possible, what it would look like, or how we'd know if we achieved it. You have Sam Altman saying AGI could arrive in 2 to 3 years. You have Yann LeCun saying current approaches will never get us there. You have Geoffrey Hinton saying it might already be closer than we think. And you have skeptics saying AGI is a category error, that intelligence isn't a single thing you can build generally. That's not normal scientific uncertainty. That's deep disagreement about the nature of the problem itself. And yet, decisions are being made right now, investment decisions, career decisions, policy decisions based on assumptions about AGI timelines that experts can't agree on.
Before we go further, I think we need to pause on something fundamental. We're talking about AGI, artificial general intelligence, but I'm not sure we all mean the same thing when we say that. So let me ask you both directly. What is AGI? How do you define it? Elena, let's start with you.
That's exactly the right question to ask, because the definition problem is part of why the timeline disagreement exists. For me, AGI means an AI system that can perform any intellectual task that a human can perform not just in narrow domains, but across the full range of human cognitive work. The key word is general. We have AI that plays chess. We have AI that writes code. We have AI that diagnoses disease. But each of those is a specialist. AGI would be one system that could do all of those things without being retrained for each task. More specifically, I think AGI requires transfer learning across completely different domains, autonomous goal setting and planning, genuine understanding of context, not just pattern matching, adaptation to novel situations it's never seen before. But here's the problem. Even that definition is contested. Some people think GPT-4 already meets some of those criteria. Others think we're nowhere close. The definition itself is part of the disagreement.
James, do you define it the same way Elena does?
No, and that's important. Elena's definition focusait on breadth of capability. Can one system do everything humans do? That's a common definition, but I think it missed something crucial. For me, AGI is less about matching the range of human tasks and more about autonomous reasoning and recursive self-improvement. The real marker of AGI, in my view, is when an AI system can learn from minimal examples, the way humans do, not requiring millions of training samples, form its own goals and pursue them autonomously, improve itself without human intervention, what some researchers call recursive self-improvement or the intelligence explosion. That's a higher bar than Elena's definition in some ways, and a different bar in others. And here's why the definition matters for timelines. If you use Elena's definition, you might say we're very close, maybe we're already there in limited form. If you use my definition, we might be decades away, or we might need entirely new paradigms. The AGI timeline disagreement is partly a definitional disagreement.
So we can't even agree on what AGI is, which makes predicting when it arrives almost impossible. Elena, what does that mean for people trying to make decisions now?
It means you can't wait for the experts to agree, because they won't. This is what I call deep uncertainty. Not just, we don't know the probability, but we don't even agree on the structure of the question. And yet, you still have to make decisions. So here's the framework I use. Decision-making under deep uncertainty requires asking different questions. Instead of asking, "When will AGI arrive?" ask, "What decision am I trying to make, and does the AGI timeline actually change that decision?" For example, if you're deciding whether to learn a new skill, does it matter if AGI is 3 years away versus 30 years away? Maybe the skill is valuable either way. If you're deciding whether to invest in your company's AI capabilities, does the AGI timeline change that? Probably not. You need AI capabilities regardless. The goal is not to resolve the uncertainty. The goal is to make decisions that are robust across multiple scenarios. That's a very different way of thinking than trying to predict the correct timeline.
So, how do people actually do that? James, what does robust decision-making look like here?
There are 3 strategies I recommend for making decisions under this kind of deep uncertainty. First, the Barbell strategy. Don't bet everything on one timeline. Instead, invest in both extremes. Prepare as if AGI might arrive soon. Build AI literacy, understand automation risk, develop uniquely human skills. But also prepare as if AGI is decades away. Don't abandon long-term investments in education, relationships, and career development. Second, optionality. Favor decisions that keep options open rather than locking you into one future. Learning skills that are valuable with or without AGI judgment, relationships, and creativity. Building flexibility into your career and organization. Third, minimize regret. Ask yourself, if AGI arrive in 3 years, what will I regret not doing now? If it does not arrive for 30 years, what will I actually regret doing now? That question often clarifies the decision much better than trying to predict the timeline. The key insight is, you can make good decisions even when the experts fundamentally disagree, but only if you stop trying to resolve the disagreement first.
I want to add one more piece to what James said: epistemic humility. Epistemic humility means recognizing the limits of what you and the experts actually know. Here's what we know. AI capabilities are advancing rapidly. Many tasks previously thought to require human intelligence are now automated. There is genuine, good-faith disagreement among the smartest people in the field about what comes next. Here's what we don't know: whether AGI is 3 years away, 30 years away, or impossible with current approaches. What breakthroughs are required, and whether those breakthroughs are near. Whether AGI will arrive gradually or suddenly. Epistemic humility means making decisions that acknowledge both what we know and what we don't. It means being suspicious of anyone expert or not who claims certainty about AGI timelines. And it means building resilience and adaptability rather than betting everything on one prediction.
This connects directly to the critical thinking framework we've been building throughout this series. AGI Timeline Disagreement requires epistemic humility, knowing what we don't know. It requires metacognition, thinking about how we think about uncertainty. It requires strategic positioning, making decisions that are robust across multiple futures. And it requires wisdom, choosing how to act when you can't resolve the uncertainty. The skill isn't predicting the future. The skill is navigating deep uncertainty wisely.
If there's one thing I want listeners to take away, it's this. The AGI timeline disagreement is not a bug, it's a feature. It's information. It tells you that we're in a domain of genuine uncertainty, and anyone claiming certainty is either overconfident or selling something. Your job is not to figure out who's right. Your job is to make decisions that make sense across multiple scenarios. Ask yourself, what am I deciding? Does AGI timing actually change that decision? What's reversible and what's irreversible? What keeps my options open? And remember, the fact that experts disagree doesn't mean you can't act. It means you act differently, with humility, with flexibility, and with strategies that work across uncertainty. That's the critical thinking skill for this prediction.
That brings us to the end of episode 10 and the end of this series. We've covered 10 predictions about AI's impact in 2026. AI-generated misinformation, autonomous AI agents, novel scientific insights, mass job displacement, entry-level career ladder collapse, 25% professional workforce cuts, AI-mediated B2B buying, infinite memory AI, failed AI projects, and today, AGI Timeline Disagreement. Each prediction required a different critical thinking skill, and together, they form a framework for navigating an uncertain future. You can find all 10 episodes, the full critical thinking framework, and additional resources at avimatterer.com. Thank you for having coffee with my AI. I'm Avi Matterer. Stay curious.